the session. Hope you remember in the last two sessions we discussed about data or sanya, how we gather data from everywhere, day to day living. We gather people saying things to us, or we learn from the internet or family, parents, and all this sanya or data we gathered within us helps us to make decisions, or we have views, different views according to the data we have gathered within ourselves. So, for example, I mentioned this last session as well. Somebody might think animal cruelty is not good, so eating vegetarian food is good. So we learned it from somewhere. So we stored that sanya or data within ourselves, and then we think that is what should be done. Another person may have heard that fish protects our heart, so eating fish is healthy. So they have that view and they follow that. So nothing wrong with these views. It is the data that helps us to make decisions. And we have our views according to the sanya, sankara, vijnana. So sankara, the thought process, also happen according to this data or sanya we have gathered. And now today in this session, I'm going to talk about how this same sanya or data is create stress or suffering to us. So this shawl is white. We all agree it is a white shawl. But somebody comes here and says, oh, you are wearing a blue color shawl. So what happens? We feel it's not right. We think the person may be having a mental health problem, or why is she saying like that, or he's saying like that? So we feels it's not right. But to be honest, who said this is white? Somebody at some point put the name white to this color, and we all carried on thinking it is a white shawl. And when somebody says it is not white, we feel it's not right. And at one point somebody said the sky is blue, the ocean is blue, and somebody says the ocean is green or red, we might think, oh, what's wrong with that person? Is that person all right? So, actually, all the data we have gathered somewhere from somebody saying this, or from books or internet or our families, or something that we have created this sanya within ourselves, and we follow it, and these are fixed now, and we get stress if there is change happen to that. And also, our parents said when we were small, they said, when your hair is grown, you need to cut your hair. When your toenails are long, you need to cut your toenails and keep them tidy and maintain personal hygiene. It is not bad, we need to maintain our personal hygiene. Of course, I am not saying we shouldn't take care of our personal hygiene, but something that we have followed for many years, and something that has been said to us by our parents or somebody, that we are following it. And when it change, we get stressed, even for little things, like, that nails are growing and I don't have time to cut my nails even. I'm so busy. So little stress there. Even the hair is grown. We need a haircut, and we get stressed with that. Oh, my hair is grown. I need to cut it. And every time you go in front of a mirror, you think, okay, I need to cut my hair. So little stress. So this is how the stress is built in. So it is important we have an observational mind and see where it comes from, where it began. Then this stress will not come as much as we get now. So it is important, okay, why am I getting stressed? What is this? How is this caused? This is called looking at Hetupala or cause and effect. Buddhism is all about around the Hetupala Dhamma or cause and effect. In those who have heard about the Four Noble Truths, the suffering, the reason for suffering, how to the path to get rid of the suffering and end of the suffering. So, Chaturarya Satya or Four Noble Truths. So, always we need to look at the causative factor. Even when treating a disease, we need to understand the etiology, how it began, and get rid of the causative factor. So, the everything about in Vipassana meditation, we focus on Hetupala Dhamma. It helps when we look at the where the cause started or originated. And there is another way the suffering comes to us. It's about getting attached or being get agitated or getting distressed or hating or creating anger. So, observing these two factors are also very important because the Nibbana is Ragakkayo Nibbanang, Dveshakkayo Nibbanang, Mohakkayo Nibbanang. The blissful state is when we get rid of the attachment. The blissful state creates when we get rid of the anger or hatred. The blissful state creates when we get rid of the ignorance or avijja or moha. So it is important, but there is a slight difference between moha and avijja. I will explain it in another day. It's a whole topic about difference between these two words. So I'm not going into detail into that today. So we'll just say ignorance or moha. So let's look at an example how the stress or the suffering creates. Now you have a job and you think, oh, I'm very lucky to have this job. I have a fixed days to work. I can I have lots of leave, and also my boss is very good and helpful, supportive. So you look at the happy elements of your job and you get attached to it. This is called Chandaraga. When we get attached to things with Chandaraga, this creates more suffering. If we just had a job and we are just thinking, okay, I need to do a job, I'm doing it as much as I can to the maximum, and then I get the money at the end of the month. So then you are not too attached. Even if you lose the job, the pain is less. But if you create Chandaraga and attach to that job, then you will feel more sad, more unhappy because you have created lots of sankara thoughts around that job because it has become created a vijnana. Those who know the dependent origination, the cycle of dependent origination. It starts from avijja, avidya, not knowing or having ignorance thoughts. Then we create sankara thoughts. Then vijnana, we create a vijnana. This job is a good one. That's the vijnana. So jnana is wisdom. Vijnana is there is no wisdom. So we added all these thoughts around this thing, and then we have created a beautiful image within our mind, sanya, perception. So when we lose it, we get pain, sadness. So if we not create this chandaraga, then we can have more peace within ourselves. And also the hatred as well. When we think of somebody, okay, my boss is not a good person, he's not fair, he's always picking on me. So we create again thoughts around that job and having hatred thoughts, thinking. So this also creates uh, unhappiness, um, suffering within us. The best way to look at this is um, looking at this as this is a thought process. The sanya gathered in the boss's mind is boss is making decisions. But if we look at the person as a collective entity, then we get more anger, more unhappiness. If we look at it is a thought process, same as me, according to the data they have gathered. Maybe somebody went to your boss and said that you are not doing your job well or whatever, all the sanya gathered in his head or her head, they are making the decisions. So it's just a thought process. If we look at it like that, then we get less sadness, less pain, less stress. So it is important we look at things, how they started, began, the causative factors and the results, cause and effect, hetupala, and also as a thought process. So, when we meditate, there are two pathways we can follow. The one is Prajna Vimukta pathway. That means observational mind. We can look at things, as I said, looking at, analyze everything all the time, looking at our mind and observe what's happening, how the thought creates, etc. And the other process is following the jhanas. You can sit down and focus on uh, the air element or karmasthana, any chanting that we are always doing. And then we slowly go to the samadhi state. And then we reach to the Ashtasamapatti, and there's no avijja, they are temporary. Avijja removes from your mind, disappear from your mind, and that's the best place to do the contemplating and look at the things happening within our mind, and then you can go from there. But in day-to-day world also, you can observe every time you get a pain, suffering, or even happiness. Observe, why did I get happiness? What caused this happiness? Is it permanent? Is it going to last long? So it is important we have an observational mind. Yes. Before we start meditation, I'll talk a little bit about the karmasthana we are going to use today. It is about letting go of things. Kadena de kadeta. If something is destroying, let it destroy. Because the anicca nature is there in the world. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, unsatisfactoriness, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, essencelessness of the world creates unhappiness. So these three are there. So even we try to get hold on to things when things are destroying, it is causing stress. So let it happen and let it go. That creates peace. And the second line is Binde hamade bindet. If something is breaking, your favorite memorable gift you received for your wedding, and if it breaks, you can't do anything, isn't it? Becoming sad doesn't make it fix it again. So let it go. Nahena de naheta. That means if somebody is passing away from your life, so you need to let go and uh, concentrate on what you need to do. So, um, crying, yes, of course, we are human beings. We feel sad, but trying to let go things can give us peace and blissful nature in our mind. And the final line is Athara midunama nivana dakita. When we release and let go of these things, we have peace within ourselves. We can't control the environment. We can't control anyone, but we can look after our own minds that can bring happiness to us. So we are going to chant this Karmasthana today. And also, as usual, when we are chanting Karmasthana, this is something I didn't mention in the previously. There is a method. Um, this most of the Karmasthana was created by one of the great monks. Uh, Lived in Sri Lanka called Vaharaka, Reverend Venerable Vaharaka Biratnalankara Thero. Thero mentioned that some of the karmasthana, not some, the way we recite karmasthana is firstly we see the anicca dukkha anatta nature of the world in the uh, first few karmasthanas, and the last few karmasthanas we are looking at the nibbana, how peaceful nibbana is, how blissful the enlightenment is. So, and then some aloka karmasthana as well, the light, um, looking focusing on the light, and then our wisdom develops with that as well. So I always select one of the karmasthana because this session is mostly for beginners. So I only select one karmasthana that is about the anicca dukkha anatta nature of the world in the beginning, and then I always chant the etan santang etang panitang. It is pranita means it is blissful, it is gives happiness. Sabba sankara, sankara thoughts, samato, when it becomes peaceful, calm our thoughts and brings happiness and peace. Sabbu pati pati nisako, the attachments, pati is bonds. When we release these, virago, the raga, attachments released, tanha kayo, tanha or craving. So this will uh, released, and nirodho, rodha means going around, will be stopped, and nibbhananti, we reach the nibbana. So this is the karmasthana to get the blissful nature of the nibbana. So that's how I arrange the session. And the third one, we always send some loving kindness to the world, releasing some positive energy, because the world can be very demanding. Some people creating so much stress for others with wars and all this. So that to balance the energy in the world, we send some loving kindness. So let's begin the chanting, the Karmasthana meditation. So, as usual, let's sit in a comfortable seat and keep our back straight. And you can close your eyes, or you can slightly open your eyes. It depends how you feel, and then we will focus on the meditation. As our mind runs around all the time, let's bring our minds to ourselves by having 3 long breaths to our belly. Inhale slowly and release slowly. And let's focus on the elements of the body. The 5 elements we all know, there's water, air, fire, earth, and space. But we are focusing on the lightest element, the air element, because it will give some lightness and calmness to ourselves. So let's look at the air element, the air moving across the body from the nasal cavity and looking at the quality of the air, how it goes around the body, moving slowly, bringing the calmness and lightness. Some people go to samadhi only by focusing the air element. If any parts of the body, if there is tension, you can breathe towards that part. If your shoulders are tight, breathe slowly towards that area and release the tension. We are feeling calm, relaxed. Let's move on to the karmasthana. Letting go. If something destroys, let it go. If something breaks, let it go. If something passes away, let it happen. And let's relieve everything. Let's release everything, all these tight, painful thoughts, and let's experience Nibbana. Kadenadi kadeta, bindene hamadi bindeta, nahinadi nahita, atere midunam nivana dakita. Kadinadi kadita, bindene hamadi bindita, නැහිනදී නැහිත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. Let go of everything. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. Let us not worry when things are breaking. Let us not worry when things are destroying. Let us not worry when things are passing away. Let's focus on letting go and experience the blissful nature, the Nibbana, which brings peace to us. Experiencing the blissful nature, the Nibbana. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. Let go of the past. Let's not focus on the future too much. Let's focus the peace, this moment that we are getting. The blissful nature. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. It is the Nibbana that brings peace, the enlightenment that we feel even within a moment, if we can feel that, that brings peace to our minds. The second karmasthana, we are going to chant, letting go of the sankhara. Let the sankhara become calmer. Let the attachments release. Viraga, the raga, get coming out of the raga. Tanha, or the cravings, releasing tanha. And nirodha, the roaming mind, will stop and feel nibbana. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupati pati nissago, tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. All the thoughts becoming calmer. All the attachments are releasing, becoming peaceful and reaching the blissfulness. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nissago, tanhakayo virago nirodho nibbananti. කැඩෙනදී කැඩෙත බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත නැහෙනදී නැහෙත අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. කැඩෙන දී කැඩෙත. බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත. නැහෙන දී නැහිත. අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. කැඩෙන දී කැඩෙත. බිඳෙන හැමදී බිඳෙත. නැහෙන දී නැහිත. අතර මිදුනම නිවන දකිත. Let's let go of all the stress, pain, suffering, and feel the blissful nature. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakkayo virago, nirodho nibbananti. Let's some loving kindness to the world. Let's do some metta meditation. This will help to balance the energy in the world. Let's focus on all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left side, right side. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left side. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. And all the sentient beings, including myself, release from the samsaric suffering. May get release from the disease of the samsara. May release from the fears of samsara. May release from the burning samsara. May release from the sorrows of samsara. May release from the bond, sansaric raga. May release from the bonds of samsara. May release from the desert of samsara. May release from the ocean of samsara. May release from the darkness of samsara. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, release, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on the sentient beings, all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right side. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left side. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. All the sentient beings, including myself, may release from the disease of samsara. May all the sentient beings, including myself, release from the samsaric suffering. May all the sentient beings release from the samsaric disease of samsara. May release from the fears of samsara. May release from the burning samsara. May release from the sorrows of samsara. May release from the sansaric raga. May release from the bonds of samsara. May release from the ocean of samsara. May release from the desert of samsara. May release from the darkness of samsara. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. All the sentient beings, let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right side. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. May all the sentient beings, including myself, release from the disease of samsaric suffering. May all the sentient beings, including myself, release from the disease of samsara. May everyone release from the fears of samsara. May release from the burning samsara. May release from the sorrows of samsara. May release from the sansaric raga. May release from the bonds of samsara. May release from the ocean of samsara. May release from the desert of samsara. May release from the darkness of samsara. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's take 3 long breaths. And slowly open the eyes. Let's share the merits to the people, those who have helped us. Those who have helped us to be who we are today. Our parents, our teachers, those who have even helped us with a single word, shown us this path, all the deities and Brahma gods, those who protect the world, those who created this internet, the Zoom and all these technology facilities, so we can use this to practice our Dhamma. May all be happy with all the merits we have gained from this meritorious deed by practicing meditation, sending loving kindness to the world. May all be happy, rejoice with all these good deeds we have done today. Sadhu. Okay, everyone, that comes to the end of the session. If any of you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
First of all, thank you for actually inviting me to this session. I thought I listened to your previous discussion and the meditation session, and I found it helpful. So, and I was able to join today, and it turned out to be really great. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask was that you briefly mentioned about the Aloka Karmasthana, and I was wondering if you can share it maybe next time or let us know how to do it correctly. Um, I think it would be
Um,
also helpful along with the Metta Karmasthana that you shared today. So, it was really good. Thank you
yes.
for your session today, Doctor.
Thank you for your kind feedback. It's very helpful. Yes, I will try to add the Aloka Karmasthana, Buddha Surya Alokayeng Aloka Vitva. There are so many nice Aloka Karmasthana. Surya is sun, so the the energy that coming from the sun is light. So that lightness will help to develop the light we compare to wisdom. So that's how we do the comparison and chant the Aloka Karmasthana. Yes, of course, I will add one next time.
Thank you.